Órale, Cholo Trucker, M.A.S. movies and shows. And man, I went ahead and watched SLY, the documentary on Netflix. I've been waiting for this documentary to drop. I just barely got the time, right? Life gets in the way, Holmes. So I just went ahead and had the time to go ahead and check it out. I love Sylvester Stallone, man. I've been a big fan of his movies. And this documentary is about an hour and a half long, somewhere around there. It's on Netflix, and I highly, highly recommend it. I went ahead and watched the Arnold Schwarzenegger one. I thought that one was good. This one, I think, is probably just that much better. Couple of things. And I don't want to ruin it for you guys too much, but I'll go ahead and say this. He really talks about um his relationship with his father and the abuse that he went through with his father. The relationship with his mom, which wasn't really there too much. Um, the reason this is just me, just from watching the documentary, just kind of connecting the dots here. Why him and Frank Stallone? We all know Frank Stallone is Sylvester Stallone's brother, but the reason why they're really not that close, at least from the outside looking in, maybe I'm completely wrong, but well, that's because they weren't really raised together like that. Sly was raised more with his dad, where Frank was raised more with his mom. So they weren't really close to each other like that in that sense. Um, just so much that you really get from this documentary. Now, he does, dive in pretty deep with Rocky. He does dive in pretty deep with Rambo. He dives in a little bit deep. Well, he dives in a little bit with Expendables, but he never really touches too much on some of his other great movies, right? Like Cobra, Tango and Cash, Demolition Man, Cliffhanger, some of these greats. He never really dives into them. Yes, they're there. You can kind of see a little bit of it here and there, but he never really dives deep into those movies. Um, he just basically just talks about his childhood. I never knew that he played polo. I never knew that, man. Riding around in a horse, that he was good on a horse. And I never knew he played polo and why and how he stopped playing polo and how people looked at him like, man, this is going to be another great polo player. I don't know anything about polo. I'll tell you guys that much right now. I know nothing about polo other than you ride a horse and you hit the ball with something that looks like a sledgehammer. That's all I could really tell you guys. I don't know anything about polo. But apparently, that he was such a great polo player, but the reason why he stopped playing polo and he didn't go back to playing polo again until he was 40. And again, the reason why at 40 he stopped playing polo. I don't want to ruin it for you guys, but it definitely has to do with the relationship in his family and a lot of the struggles that he went through, man. Just what a great inspiring documentary this was, and the fact that he is at an age that he's at and he's still kicking and screaming. And the documentary basically starts with him moving. He is moving, right? It's present time, and they're basically packing up his house, everything in his home, from everything that he's done, from the Rocky statue to all the paintings, everything, the statues, everything that was made from all of his success. And they're all wrapping it up, packing it up, and he's moving. Now he said he's moving east. I'm assuming he's moving back to New York. I'm just assuming. I don't know. Maybe you guys know. But that's basically how the documentary starts, and that's basically how the documentary ends. He's there in his home, and now it's an empty home, and he's taking off. But hey, man, look, I really enjoyed it. Sly, SLY. It's on Netflix. I highly, highly recommend it. I'm a big Sylvester Stallone fan, and in my opinion, by the way, he does talk. He does talk about some of these. some of these doofus roles, man, that I was just kind of like, Sly, what are you doing, Holmes? Come on, man. You're Sylvester Stallone, dog. You know, you are all about the action, man. What are you over here doing movies like Oscar and Stop or My Mom Will Shoot and some of these, just some of these ridiculous movies, man. Just the way I kind of thought with Arnold Schwarzenegger, like, dog, what are you over here playing this movie, Junior, where you're a pregnant dude? Like, what the heck's going on here? So he does talk a little bit about that, tells you why he dived into that. But hey, man, look, I really enjoyed the documentary, and in my opinion, the greatest action movie star of all time. Sly, the documentary on Netflix. Cholo Trucker, Moss Movies and Shows. I'll catch you guys on next one.